Reminder, this is a review of a manga reader. I will be saying some spoilery things throughout the review, although I will try to keep it vague. Some details will be more likely to slip out. Well, it happened. As we predicted, the best episode of Call of the Night happened, and we manga readers all cheered as it rose up to the top ranks of the weekly anime spots. Then, as manga readers, we all fizzled in confusion with the next episode, because it wasn't exactly as how we read it. One thing to accept as a manga reader is not everything is going to be as you read it, and although many manga readers were confused and a bit let down by episode 8, plenty of anime-only viewers enjoyed it, so with that being said, I'm not mad. With the fact that the anime is trying to keep a vibe on set, it does seem that they're trying their hardest to keep the crowd count to a minimum on the on-screen characters at a time. And maybe budget or ambiance made them lessen the picture with what originally was a night festival scene. Honestly, aside from the rooftop scene, every chapter felt a bit crunched down for time, even though they left out the part of Kabura, which again, I'm confused about because even if it wasn't in the manga, that's something I figured they would have added for anime only to foreshadow future scenes. Was also surprised they kept the date night chapter in without adding some anime only content. As a manga reader, the jokes didn't hit as strong as reading, so I'm honestly more happy for the anime watchers for this episode. There's no one really to blame, just that the latest episode made expectations so much higher than we were before. Let's talk about positives though, starting with the fight. God, that animation was beautiful. They even gave a bit anime only extra for the fight. I was jumping up and down and clapping during the scene. I loved every second of it. Almost wonder if certain scenes were trimmed down to lessen because of the budget of that fluidity. Other positives were the reaction to the vampire gals. Since we're going to slowly get to meet most of them this season, at least 3 of them, including Siri, more than likely getting a full episode next week, or they might divide our episode into 2 and get some of the volume 4 from the beginning in the next week's episode, like how they switched up the massage chapter placement. My personal 2 faves are Siri and Midori, but we'll get to deeper analyze them later in the series. And of course, the main showcase for introduction is showing the viewer how different Nazuna is even for a vampire. The way she talks, the way she dresses, the way she reacts to love, her humor, her idea of fun, her views on vampire being considered a secret. And once again, for slice of life in vampire world, we're teased of something and rejected of it immediately, as Ko is given a choice of whatever woman he would want, aka the beginning of a harem series. It immediately says no, I want to fall in love with Nazuna. Again, this boy doesn't understand love, friendship, the basics of actual emotions and social interactions. He's always just gone with what he thought would make him be considered a good student, until his politeness without compassion finally caught up to him. We then get another example with Ko's childhood friend, Mahiru, about not knowing how we affect others. Ko didn't think they were friends and always admired Mahiru. Meanwhile, Mahiru always felt that they were real friends and not just being socially friendly. It's an important parallel of friendships because Mahiru is an extroverted and willing to put himself out there in situations. Meanwhile, Ko is more of a runaway and burrow if it's not involving Nazuna. And although Ko and Nazuna are taking things their own way, it's going to be the first of many envy examples for Ko to witness someone falling for a vampire way easier than him. There was also the fact that they left out the vamp girls talking to Nazuna when she lost Ko, so rather than it being about Nazuna trying to let Ko grow closer to her, it was almost as if she was just trying to mimic the other vampire, which felt more dark than cute. And although it felt like they were trying to take separate paths of love, it felt like it confused the viewers as well, and what they were supposed to be feeling. Again, there's nothing bad about episode 8, just confusing for a manga reader. Why certain choices were made to changing things and cutting a good amount out, even though they spent more than a minute recapping the final scene of the previous episode. I guess it's just a burden of being a manga reader when it comes to changes like these. I don't feel like nitpicking over everything because it's just being greedy, so I will say I'm looking forward to the next one, with Siri getting some more screen time to shine. I really enjoyed episode 7 and was confused with the pacing of episode 8. That's it for now, thank you for watching, and go read a book.